Hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Mark Wiens. I'm in Chiang Mai, northern Thailand, and today for lunch we're going to a restaurant that's called Aeeen, Japanese slow food. It's a really cool restaurant dedicated especially to tofu, and I know that they make almost everything that they serve, the soy sauce, the ingredients, the miso. It's such a cool restaurant. It's so laid back, it's in the neighborhood, and it actually feels like you're in Kyoto in Japan. So we're gonna have a lunch here. We're gonna order a bunch of different dishes, Japanese dishes, a bunch of different tofu, and kind of just check out the place and order a bunch of food, and I'm gonna share everything with you coming up right now in this video. Before stepping inside, I just want to show you this sign that says it's about Neo seasoning. All the seasonings used are homemade, organic ingredients. Soy sauce is homemade, homemade koji, tomato ketchup is even homemade using miso, soy milk. It's completely plant-based, no eggs, no sugar, dressing, no sugar, Worcestershire sauce, spice all, the mustard, the miso. Everything is homemade using natural organic ingredients. All the seasonings, everything that they do here, which is so cool in and of itself. Okay, and so step in here, and then it really does feel like you're in Japan. Feels like you're stepping into a tea house or a tofu house in Kyoto. And I think another name for the restaurant is Neo Shokudo or Aeeen restaurant. Not sure, maybe they use both names. It looks like they immediately have an indoor section and then also an outdoor patio, but since the weather is so nice today, we might actually go sit on the patio. So the kitchen and they have some cool stuff on the inside, but let's sit down first on the outside and get our order in before we look around more. This tree patio is beautiful. Okay, so I know they have, again, they do specialize in tofu and fermented soybean products and miso, but I do know they also have udon on their menu. Let's take a look at the menu. This one is the whole udon menu. Oh, udon and chilled udon. There's a bunch of different udon, and there's a whole tofu gozen, which is a homemade fermented seasonings, kind of depending on the season, variety of tofu tasting menu with different vegetables. There's tofu salad, looks amazing. Oh, natto, oh, what a dish. Everything looks tempting right now. We might have to try one of everything in every category, from noodles to curry to tempe burger. And then they said you gotta order on the inside. Okay, so step inside. I really like the wooden furniture and the floor, and then you can immediately smell the aroma of fermentation, variety of vegetables, and maybe the miso and soybeans fermenting. Just a little bit of a pickly aroma. There's some nice decorations. Again, very Japanese feel, very, very Kyoto for me. Okay, we're getting our order in. Kind of something from every category. What's really amazing is that you can walk around and then almost all, not only the tofu, but even the seasonings and the ketchup and the sauces and the miso, that they make everything themselves. The Worcestershire sauce. They even have spice blends that they make themselves and that they curate. There's brown rice, koji, and soy sauce, and garlic soy sauce. Wow, it's really so holistic, and the full option of what they serve is they know where everything comes from. Okay, and you can just really tell that this is a labor of passion, a labor of love, just because the amount of work that goes into what they do at this restaurant. Really impressive. Really cool. I'm very excited for the food, and I think it should be coming out pretty soon. So the first thing that has arrived, I saw the Enzyme Drink on it was the first page of the menu, and then they have all these different bottles of fermenting fruits for the enzyme beverage. Had to try the enzyme beverage, and they had a bunch of different choices, different fruits. This one is the mango. I naturally chose the mango. See, I mean, you can see how carbonated it is. You can smell that fermentation and those enzymes, of course, in there. And I do know that enzymes are a huge part of your stomach and digestion, the probiotics. Oh, wow. That is awesome. Not really kombucha tasting, more lighter and less sweet and not quite as full flavor. It's almost like a flavored water, but with probiotics and with carbonation, natural carbonation in it. Oh, it's really good. It's incredibly refreshing. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. This is beautiful. I'm gonna transfer over to this side, but all of a sudden as we're sitting down to eat, as a few dishes have arrived, I think we still have a few more dishes coming, just started raining out of nowhere. I mean, it was a little bit cloudy, but I don't think the rain will last. But anyway, because we're in this almost a tree house setting here, luckily the trees are blocking a lot of the rain. There's just a few drips coming on, but man, the food looks so fresh, looks so good. I am so excited to start digging in. I'm gonna begin with the salad with fresh tofu. There's tomatoes, there's onions on here. There's some kind of maybe a miso dressing, I'm not totally sure, but definitely a dressing that they make. And I love that freshly cracked black pepper on top. Oh, I can't wait to dig in. You can even just smell the vibrancy and the freshness of everything. Oh, that tofu is soft too. So here we go, salad. Salad to begin this incredible, everything homemade, probiotic, enzyme-rich, fermentation-rich Japanese food meal in Chiang Mai. Oh yeah. That tofu just melts in your mouth. I love that freshly cracked black pepper. The crunch of the carrots in there and onions. And then they're just kind of like a mild dressing. Slightly creamy. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't really taste miso in there. It's just slightly creamy and just a hint of a citrusiness to it. Oh, it's great. Okay, and since this udon just came out, I gotta try it. And this is something I've never had before. He said it's hemp charcoal udon, all handmade, freshly made in-house. I think I got the fermented miso sauce, mushrooms, man, and I think some other seasonings as well, which I'm not totally sure of, but let's just try it. I can't wait. And I saw them making and slicing and boiling the noodles in the kitchen right before delivering it to our table. That's the freshness and the handmade quality of everything that they serve here. Oh wow, that is amazing. Oh man, the chewiness of those noodles, they're so incredibly chewy. They're so aromatic. And then that fermented, the miso, and I think it's some kind of fermented tomato in there. Oh, it's so perfectly balanced in the saltiness of the miso. Wow, I love it. A hint of chili in there. Not spicy, but a hint of chili definitely, and that flavor of the mushroom. But those noodles are, wow, you can taste the homemade quality of those. And the chewiness is what I love. Wow, I could eat a small mountain of these noodles. Let's try the other noodles, the other style. And I think you have to build your own sauce. Oh, this is the dipping sauce. Radish, I believe. What are the other ingredients? Not sure what this is. Oh, that looks like, oh, I can feel the stickiness. It might be natto. And maybe a little paste or pickle. Add this to the sauce. I think so. I'm gonna try a few of these. So this is the dipping udon, served like soba style, yeah? Those noodles are phenomenal. Wow, I could come here just for the noodles. And this is a different style. Both are good. I really like that miso fermented kind of chili tomatoey broth one that I ordered here. Okay, and then the next dish that we got is the kapan, or the rice balls, musubi. And I think I ordered it with the ume, which I think is a fermented plum. served with a little bit of pickles on the side. Not totally sure. I don't think you should eat that whole blob on the top. I think you kind of have to spread that out. Right here. Good thing I didn't eat that whole blob in one bite because it's salty and sour and fermented. Has a little bit of a fruity. I think it might be a fermented plum. Oh, but it's so good. So much flavor. That acidity goes along with the graininess of the rice, the freshness and snap of the seaweed. Oh man, I love it. That's just simple, outstanding. Yeah, I'm not totally sure of the best technique to eat this so that you spread out the ume, but I think I'll just smear it over the rice. Man, just the quality and care. Like without even knowing anything about this place, and if you were just close your eyes and take a bite, you could already feel the care that goes into every single component of every single dish here. Let me chase with some of this pickle. Kind of sweet, you taste the soy in there, the sesame. I think it's radish. Okay, next up for the Hamburg steak, and I got the Berg Don. It's a tempe soybean patty with homemade ketchup, no preservatives, everything natural, over rice with a little salad on the side. Oh yeah, you can see you gotta see the insides of this. It is chunky. You can see all the different components of it. The mashed up tempe and looks like some onion. I'm not totally sure actually what else is in there. I'll try to scoop it up with some rice. The tempe, it's different from any kind of tempeh that I've had before because it's not crispy. You taste how it's well held together, how those soybeans, those whole soybeans are kind of held together, mashed up. Crunch of the onion, the sweetness of the ketchup with that rice. Oh, it's really good. Definitely not as crunchy as I was expecting, more blended together, but it is really good. And you taste the vibrancy of that ketchup as well. Very tart and sweet at the same time. Kapungab. Oh, thank you. Kapungab. Before moving on to the next dish, let's try the miso soup. Let me stir that up. Man, that is light. You can feel the health of it. Not too salty. Very umami from that homemade miso that they make. And the seaweed in there. Next dish has just arrived. This one is the Katsu Curry. So there's rice on the bottom, Japanese curry, fried pieces of tofu on the top. And this looks totally different from any other Japanese curry I've had. It's more orange. You can see the chunkiness of it, all of those. Not totally sure what's all in it, but definitely a recipe that's natural, that's using the ingredients that they make. So we're gonna scoop in. Okay, on second thought, they serve this with a spoon and fork. You can get all that gravy, all that curry sauce. Okay, that's more effective for this particular dish. Oh, you know, I saw the masala curry powders and spice blends that they also sell here. So I think they're definitely using a little bit of that garam masala in there. It's not strong or overpowering, but just kind of there subtly. The tofu in this one, is it tofu or is it a type of soybean product? It might be tempeh even, but it's more gummy and very dense compared to the other tofu. And I feel that crispiness. It's really good. Really mild and soothing. Nothing overpowering. The flavor's not too strong. Gentle, but really, again, focusing on the ingredients and the quality. Oh, you know, it is tempeh, yeah. It's definitely tempeh once you pop that open. Not just tofu, because you can see the full soybeans in there. That web of fermentation. So it's fried tempeh, but soft at the same time. It's not crunchy. It would be good for me with a little bit of chili, a little extra hit of chili, but it is still really good. I think this is the last thing that we ordered, which is the homemade tofu. Look at that jiggle, a block of tofu, cold tofu. scallions on top, served with this Worcestershire sauce, homemade Worcestershire sauce, which I will drizzle all over. This is the final main dish that we got. Oh man, that felt so good to sink your chopsticks into it. Oh, and look at the texture. If you break this open, it's curdly. It's almost curdy. You can see the cottage, looks like a cottage cheese crumbliness, but all tofu, soybean, the delicateness of it. Wow, I love it. A good piece of homemade quality tofu is really something special that just melts and crumbles, and it's really juicy is what it is. And then you've got the flavor of the Worcestershire sauce. It has a little bit of a fermented taste to it, not too salty. The crunch of the green onions, that just complements the mellow soybean flavor of the tofu. Man, that's wonderful. Really, it's not only the atmosphere will put you into an ultimate state of relaxation, but the food with the mild flavors, the quality, that taste of fermentation, but not like an in-your-face fermentation. It's more of like a back of your mouth fermentation. Nothing overpowering. The balance, since my entire life, every time that I travel to Japan, it's one of the few countries I love spicy food. And Japan doesn't really have much spicy food, but that focus and attention to the detail and the natural product is what stands out so much to me, and why I respect Japanese food and how I love Japanese food, even though it's one of the few cuisines in the world that I love that's not generally spicy. And truly, this is great food. All of it plant-based, everything made here. And I think now, after tasting everything, probably my favorite dish is the hemp charcoal udon. And those are just, well, I could come back and eat 10 bowls of that.
Okay.
Making sure to wash that down with some enzymes. Really nice. And then finally, as I'm taking my last few bites, one more thing I want to touch on is that it's fully Japanese. The taste is Japanese, the technique, everything is Japanese. But what I like is that they're focusing on local Thai ingredients. I mean, from the soybeans to the rice, it's not Japanese rice, this is Thai rice. They're focusing on local ingredients to create this entire Japanese meal experience. And so I think that's really cool. That's going local, but keeping it Japanese. And we're finishing the meal with hojicha, which is a roasted green tea. Well, that's a good way to end the meal. And lean back on this patio, on this deck, overlooking the trees, so green. They really done a great job to create an environment that's Thai, yet feels so Japanese, so Kyoto. And so that completes our Japanese plant-based, tofu-based, or soybean-based meal experience in Chiang Mai. A fantastic experience. Our total bill for everything that we ordered, I think it came to 1,140 baht for everything that we ordered. So dishes are generally in the 150 to 200 baht range. The only thing is that the portion size is pretty small. Definitely if you just had one dish, you would still be hungry. And if I was really hungry, I would definitely need to eat 5 or 6 dishes myself. So yeah, so definitely the portion size is a little bit on the small side. But that being said, the quality and the care, the just the passion that goes into every dish is so evident. The owners are really friendly, really welcoming into a homely Kyoto Japanese environment. And also it's a learning experience to be able to learn about the different ingredients and everything that they produce in-house for the meals that they serve. Highly recommended. Outstanding Japanese food experience right in the heart of Chiang Mai, which is so cool and so relaxing. Loved it. And so that's going to be it for this video. I want to say a big thank you to you for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also remember to subscribe to Big on Spice, where we're going to be learning about and eating food that's good for you and food that's big on spice. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye from Chiang Mai.